guys, and welcome to Signals from the Frontline, your every Wednesday live broadcast brought to you by Frontline Gaming. We are your hosts, Kicker, the Chief of Serial and Sigillite of the FLG, and I'm Seth the Mad Doc. How have you been doing, Kicker?
Seth, I have been slogging through piles of Rough Riders. I am so many details, and I personally hate whenever a miniature connects to the base by a single point of contact. So like a guy standing on 1 foot. Well, like 3 out of the 5 horses on the sprue are on 1 foot or something like that. And I'm like always worried about snapping it off. But they're coming along. I think in another 3 or 4 days, they will be finished. Guys, if you're listening to our podcast, you should be watching us live every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you can see my hobby progress. You can see Seth's hobby progress. You can see the cool visual elements. There are my Rough Riders. Mm-hmm. You also get to be part of chat. Hi, chat. We love you. We see you. Nicky D is not here this week, so bear with us as Seth tries to multitask like crazy.
I do double rolls tonight.
But yes, Seth, what do you think?
My role of controlling Kicker.
Seth, what do you think of my my hobby progress? Are you terrified of
they're
10
looking
Rough
good,
Riders?
man. You know, I make fun of your earth tones a lot, but you do make it look good. So
thanks, man.
I don't like the amount of frags I see in those lances.
Yeah, right.
They make the orcs sad.
Yeah. So the cool thing about the Rough Riders is you get to choose when they attack what profile I want to use. So I can use frag, I can use melta, but they're all modeled with frags because I think that a guy with a lance should have like a spear tip, not like the melta thing, which is more like a sound.
An exploding grenade tipped lance. Yes.
Yeah. It's great. It's great. But Seth, I am gearing up. I've got an RTT on the horizon, so I'm trying to get reps in. So guys, if you're in New Orleans and you want to play me, shoot me a text.
He was trying to convince me to go down to New Orleans tomorrow, folks.
Yeah, it's only like a 5-hour drive for you, Seth. Come on.
7.5.
7.5. It's worth it. It's worth it. I'll buy you dinner.
Except for the part where I have a job that I'm supposed to be at tomorrow.
Okay. Besides your job, Seth, have you been any hobby progress?
I have. So Kicker. This is a little bit of a story. I'll try to keep it short and sweet, but I have found that my personal enjoyment of events, as I've been playing the same version of this list that I've been working on with Steven over and over and over again, events have started to become feeling stale, and I've been struggling against like certain matchups, like the Space Marine matchups, and I just wasn't enjoying myself as much as I wanted to. So I've decided that I'm going to go to ACO, and that's my big end of the edition hurrah with my orcs. Yeah. And I decided I'm going to do a list that I've always wanted to do, and that, Kicker, is a list of 30 flash kits.
Hell
now,
yes.
I already have 10 painted. This is what 20 flash kits look like in sub-assemblies. And if anyone's ever built that kit, each flash kit is 19 individual pieces.
Oh my gosh.
So they are all built. They are pinned on their little cork bases for paint purposes. I've got them all primed up actually before the show. So that is what I have kind of launched into. So
Seth, question from the chat. Are you batch painting these? I guess, are you doing like one color, all the greens?
I did the assembly, and I'll do all the airbrushing of the base coats in batches, and then I'll probably break it up into like groups of 5 for the brushwork, which is the majority of the work.
Yeah.
But when I just got in a building mode watching TV, so I was just like, I'll just build all 20 of them.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it's I'm still going to be trying to be competitive with orcs, but I know this is not going to be the most competitive list. But I've joked about doing a 30 flash kit list, and it's time to bust out the 30 flash kits. Just to say I did it once. So.
And you still got a few weeks before ACO, so you'll get it all done, I'm sure.
Now, cool. Kicker, why don't you introduce our guest for this evening, because he's going to be joining us for the whole show.
Yes, we have a very, very special guest for you guys. I guess I'm just gonna have a little background now on him because it makes more sense to do it now. Guys, you know him, you love him, you've seen him. This is Adam Solis, the one and only. There we go. Oh, hey Adam, how you doing, man?
Hey everybody, I'm doing great.
Adam Solis is a legendary judge, probably one of the most most legendary of judges.
Don't tell John that.
He is known throughout all the land. Well, but Adam does a lot of our events. He does other people's events as well. But Adam is not just an amazing judge. He's officially, like it's on documentation. He is part of the Frontline Gaming team on a more, I guess, formal basis as the Frontline Gaming Head Judge, not just for 40K, but to kind of help with the monitoring and the administration of all Frontline Gaming events and the judges that go with them. So even though it's Legion, Adam may not play. Adam, have you ever even played Legion?
I played an intro game.
Okay, so Adam has an idea of most games, but does not play all games, but he knows what makes a good judge operate and how to make an event run smoothly and whatnot. So it's good to have Adam as officially part of the team, and he'll be sticking around to give us his advice, his feedback, his thoughts all episode long. But Seth, we should also mention that Nicky D is not here, because what is Nicky D doing right now, Seth?
He's
I forgot.
actually at a heavy metal concert.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he's at like Mastodon and something else. But I'm definitely not messing around with trying to do something in the background.
Oh yeah. Let's ask you really challenging questions while you're trying to get all the settings done. So Nicky D is not here this week, but we're very fortunate to have none other than Mr. Adam Solis. So Adam, feel free to chime in throughout the episode. I'm going to jump right into the upcoming industry news. Seth, nothing too crazy this week, except we do have the pre-order for another Warcry set. This one is the Nightmare Quest. Now, I know a lot of you guys don't play Warcry, but the Warcry miniatures are amazing, and this particular set has an entire freaking temple in it, which is seriously, we have an entire temple piece of terrain, which is great. You can use it for 40K, just somewhere, whatever, but there's just a lot of plastic in that box. We've also got I want to say Gortrek. Is that how you say him? It's the big angry dwarf. Adam, you know this guy, right? Gotrek, right?
Well, it's a troll slayer, but it's not. I don't think it's the character. I can't remember.
He is a troll slayer dude, but he's had books in the past, right? This guy is like
he has a new book coming out.
Yeah, he's got a new book coming out this weekend, which I'm stoked, because I haven't read these since I was a little kid, but I think he had an elf buddy. I think it was Felix. It was a god.
It was a human.
It was a human. He had a little buddy. I just remember reading these books, and it's cool that they're bringing this, I guess, series back from the past. It's kind of cool because Dan Abnett's still been doing Gaunt's Ghost series. Gaunt's Ghost is what got me into 40K when I was in high school, and there's still new Gaunt's Ghost books coming out. Yeah. So it's kind of cool to see that on the Age of Sigmar / fantasy front.
He's been back for a while.
Oh, really? No way.
Yeah, and he has there's 5 or 6 books for Age of Sigmar.
Oh wow! Well, it's cool. It's cool that he's back with Avengers, and I know he does have a really cool miniature for Age of Sigmar too, right, Adam?
Yes.
Yeah, sweet.
He's
Adam,
also, from what I understand, really good in Age of Sigmar, although he may have been nerfed.
Adam, what is your favorite Black Library series? Got to ask you, man.
Okay, so technically, Black Library has been around for a long time, but just under a different company called Black Library, because I have the original Inquisitor War book.
Oh, jeez.
Where the Space Marine and the Assassin have sex. I think that's what's in it.
What are you talking about? That's a thing?
It was. We're talking 30 years ago at this point.
This is XXX Black Library. All right, cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, and back when they recognized squats. So that's only my favorite because it's the first one and one that I bought, and I had to pay UK prices for it.
Oh,
but recent one, probably the Tanith First and Only series, the Dan Abnett series.
There we go. We that's why we get along so well, Adam, is we're both First and Only fans all the way, man.
Yeah, I bought the Super Collector's Edition for the last book when it came out.
Nice.
So
actually listen to First and Only again for right now while I'm running. So yeah, big fan.
Oh, okay.
Seth, we gotta talk about it, man. We got more 10th edition news, and these are the previews. We're getting these faction specific previews. Seth, why don't you start us off with the Sisters preview? Thoughts? This was today's preview, right? Yeah, this was today's preview.
Yep. There we go. Boom, bow, Sisters. So Sisters, they didn't change too much with the way Miracle Dice work, but they changed how they generate when you get one by either losing one of your units or by the start of each player turn. Now, that being said, everyone at first in my little group chat was like, man, it seems like Sisters lost a lot of Miracle Dice generation. Kicker, do you know this is the basic Battle Sisters data sheet here? Do you know how many ways they have to generate Miracle Dice on that one data sheet?
Many ways.
3. That 3. Basic troop squad can do it 3 different ways.
It's if they die, how else can they do it?
Well, so it's if they each time a unit is destroyed by the bearer, so they get a kill. It's, if they're on an objective, they get 1. And it's once per battle after the unit has performed an act of faith, you gain a Miracle Dice. So just using a Miracle Dice on them refunds you a Miracle Dice.
Beautiful. Look at that, Sisters. So don't complain. They also get one at the start of every turn, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there's another one. Sisters, I think they're going to have some Miracle Dice. Another faction preview we had this week was the Demons. Now, we've got Adam's here. He is more of a Demon player than either you or I, Seth. Adam, what do you think? Do you like the Chaos Demon preview? Are you pumped for Demons in 10th?
I've heard different things about different reactions about the demons. I personally like the new rule where as your army expands on the battlefield, it affects the leadership of your opponents and yours, and that you can take mortal wounds from the leadership test.
And doesn't that impact the whole deep strike craziness where you can come in closer?
It does. That means they can come in within 6 inches instead of 9.
Ouch.
Yep.
Ouch.
So,
That's terrifying. More importantly than demons, more importantly than sisters, guys, we've got Guard. Yeah, the most important of all factions. I'm not biased at all, people. Guard look interesting. I haven't decided if I'm going to play them one way or another. I like
recycling troops is yes, interesting.
Yeah, so you got orders still, which is great. You have the Born Soldiers rule, which is the auto wounding on 6 to hit, but it's only if you stand still. And I really don't like to stand still as a human being. Like in real life, I'm constantly jumping around, and I don't want my miniatures standing still in objectives. That just seems kind of like, I don't know, going to hinder my ability to have fun with the army. What is cool is you've got some fun rules with Cadian shock troopers. They can move off an objective, and the objective is stayed, claimed, or sticky, as the terminology is that we're using. Also, some of the guns look a lot of fun. You know, that's exciting. Although the I gotta say the one thing that I'm kind of like, oh really, was the battle cannon on the tank with only AP -1 just feels a little weak, when I think the grenade launcher or something has an AP -2. Something else that is way less than it has got more AP.
Autocannon.
The autocannon, is it the autocannon?
It has one better AP than an autocannon and does the same damage as an autocannon.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, ouch. So we'll see. You know, but the cool thing is that it seems like everyone's getting a little bit of nerf down. So we'll see. The biggest thing about Guard, and I don't know if chat's called it out yet, but I have to say the biggest thing about Guard is that whole recycle, entire unit
reinforcements thing that I have
on
screen.
Reinforcements for 2 CP. You bring in a dead unit. Like I love that. Imagine a squad of 20 infantry, because yes, you can go to 20 now, coming back onto the board. I love that so much.
Think about that.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be. It's like green. Seth, I know you. Did you ever use a green tide? Green tide.
Yeah. Green tide.
Green tide. Like I thought that was cool. When I played orcs for a brief period of time, that was my favorite thing. So being able to do that with Guard is amazing. What about Necrons? Seth, take it away. What are your thoughts on Necrons? Are we fan? Are we liking them?
So reanimation protocols is the main thing that they previewed. They previewed some of the data sheets, but everyone's kind of meh on these, because generally speaking, being able to heal at the beginning of the next turn is probably a little weaker than the current reanimation protocols, which get the reanimate immediately. That being said, I do like that it's D3 all the time, because for the multi-wound unit model units, I think it's a little better.
Yeah.
So if you don't kill an entire unit of scarabs, they can heal, versus before it'd be like, I did 4 wounds to a scarab, you have to roll 4 5-ups to get a scarab back. Now it's just getting D3. So I think it helps those units a little bit, but the Silver Tide might be taking a bit of a hit.
Well, real fast, do we think that Necrons are going to be? I mean, because you see, Necrons at the top of 9th were like, they were the Nids, right? They were the most popular enemy, the big bad guy. Mm-hmm. Do you think Necrons are going to get a lot of love this edition? Do you think that they got their big, I guess, boost in 9th edition, and then
the boost was in 9th?
Yeah. So
each edition they focus on a particular enemy of the Imperium. Yeah. So it was Death Guard, and then Necrons, and now it's Nids.
So, Adam, do you think that Necrons are just not going to get much when it comes to new models and fancy stuff?
Games Workshop has already said that with each codex release, they're gonna get
I've been doing real serious work in the background, gentlemen.
Yeah. By the way, if you've been watching our show, Seth has been like extremely focused, and that was because he wanted to Photoshop a crown on top of Adam's head.
I'm gonna make sure to screen cap this and show it to John.
Yeah, right. Nicky D, we miss you.
But
production.
But yeah, Games Workshop had already said that they were gonna, every codex release will at least have at least one new model for each codex.
Well, that's cool. Thank you I did not catch that. Well, Adam, take it away with the Chaos Space Marines too, right? That's also another. You like your Space Marines, you like your Chaos Space Marines, you like your Chaos Demons. What do you think about Chaos Space Marines based off of what we've seen so far?
I'm sad Abaddon's not the beat stick he was.
Full rerolls to hit.
Yeah,
but
is he complaining?
But I think dark pack. I like dark packs. Some people don't.
Explain what dark packs are, because me, are not so savvy with what's going on.
Basically, during I believe it's the fight phase or the shooting phase, you make a dark pack, just like it says, and you can choose one of two things. You can either choose what's called lethal hits or sustained hits. Mm-hmm. Lethal hits, I think, is I can't remember if it's exploding sixes.
The hit is
auto wounds on a 6, yeah.
Yeah, auto wound on 6s. So, and then a sustained hits is just basically exploding hits, and you get an extra hit. So you can, which is similar to their current rule in 9th edition.
Yeah, cool.
So you can choose one or the other, and it just says any unit, I believe.
Yeah,
as long as they have that faction hero, so even Abaddon could do it.
Yeah.
And it's just a leadership test. If they fail the leadership test, they take D3 mortar wounds. I see lots of large squads of cultists and maybe even legionnaires just to do that. I mean, I know I have like at least 30 to 40, maybe even 50. I think it's 50. Chaos cultists, all fully painted, nice. That are going to be making lots of dark packs in the near future. So, and then the ability of Abaddon to be able to choose between the 3. The 4+ vulnerable save is hilarious to me, because if you have a squad of cultists with a 4+ vulnerable save and also making dark packs, I just think it's hilarious. So.
All right, hot take, Seth, real fast. Do you think that this is going to be? I hate this term, but we have to use it because it's the most appropriate. Do you think 10th edition is going to be more Hero Hammer, where we're going to have the Lion, we're going to have Gilliman, we're going to have Abaddon? Do you think that it's going to be you have to bring your big bad HQ choice to be competitive?
They've put themselves in an interesting space, because they've shown us some characters that can join units, like the Space Marine Captain Librarian, but then they've shown us one of those big models like Abaddon that can join a unit, and they've shown us a big model like Gilliman who can't join a unit.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to revolve around like what allows that big model to be character blocked. What gives it its ability to hide. You know, if it's easy for me to get to the, a Gilliman, if I kill this one squad in front of Gilliman, then he's targetable, and there's nothing else in the army that can block for him, that might not work so well for Gilliman or those big hero hammers. But if it's like, if Abaddon, who's in a unit, if I kill this unit, does he get to join another unit? If he can go just, hop into another one, that could be seriously hard to get to some of those characters. I think it depends on how that works out. Do I personally want it to be Hero Hammer? Yes, I love Gazgul, and I would like to see him on the table more often.
No,
you should go back to 2nd edition then.
You should go play War Machine. No, okay.
What?
No. Sorry.
Nobody plays War Machine.
No. I don't know. I like 40K because I like armies and not being dependent on a sole unit. But yeah, no, I get it. Gaz is really, really cool. We're not just talking about 40K in this podcast, though. We should talk about Shatterpoint and Star Wars Legion. First of all, Ewoks, that they're a thing. It's amazing.
In both games, yes.
In both games, which is just glorious. So if you don't care anything about Star Wars, but you had a teddy bear as a kid, you should probably consider grabbing some Ewoks, because they're cute, cuddly, and apparently vicious in the game. So look at I don't know. A lot of the guys at the Frontline Gaming HQ are actually playing Legion right now in this weird interim between 9th and 10th, just because, want a palate cleanser.
They don't want to do a 30 flash kit list.
They don't want to do a 30 flash kit list like you said.
Canwall.
Sir, that's the other part of the list is 15 kilocans.
Oh, perfect. This is perfect. Enough. Seth, I want a full
the max
report.
Number is 18.
Okay, well, get that. You pump those numbers up.
Get 18. I got 3 if you need 3 more cans.
I got plenty of cans.
You got cans. All right, cool.
I got the 18.
All right, so we talked about some tabletop stuff. We got to talk about the world of geekdom as a whole. So let's go into our nerd news section here. This is not pop culture, but this is super cool. Uber is going to be apparently allowing you to book airplane flights. Did you hear about this? This is in testing. It's a thing. I just think it's badass to be able to book your flight through Uber. I really like the app personally. So cool, nice there. Now, games that are becoming movies and TV. they've been very successful recently, most notably with Mario. Mario was a tremendously successful movie at the box office. So let's talk about other things that are on the horizon. None of these have confirmed dates yet that I know of, but they're all in production right now. We've got Halo 2. Okay, I know not everyone liked Halo 1. I liked Halo 1. I thought the production value was... Adam, you saw Halo, right? You saw the TV series?
It was horrible.
Oh my God, screw you. The production, I'll admit a lot of it was crap, but the action was good and the production value was amazing. So I have hopes that maybe they learned a little bit from season 1.
Production value was fine. The action was fine for the most part.
All right. But yeah, the story was shit.
But,
I agree. All right. I never played this game, but maybe Seth, you have Minecraft. That's becoming I think a movie. I don't know how that's becoming a movie, but it's becoming a thing.
I mean, they made a movie out of Battleship, so why not?
I know people who played Minecraft and made their own stories, but I do not know that there is an innate story to Minecraft.
Maybe they're putting together all the different YouTube videos of people playing Minecraft.
It's just one giant. All right. Now, there's a game that I know that many people absolutely love, BioShock. That should be coming. I think I'm not sure if that's going to be a movie or a TV series. Metal Gear Solid, though, should become a TV series. And we've got Borderlands, another TV series in the works.
Oh, that should be good.
Mega Man. Dude, I play the Nintendo games so much. Mega Man, yes. Come on, yes. No one else?
I'm saying yes, but I'm trying to think if there was... Well, there wasn't a live action. I know there'd been a bunch of cartoons and whatever.
All right. What about this TV series? Splinter Cell. Come on. That's got to be a badass. Yes, come on. Yes. I don't know. I like that kind of special ops show. And then we've got Fallout, and Mass Effect.
Okay. I'm looking forward to Fallout.
But I'm
in for Fallout.
A well-established Fallout fanboy. So.
Good. I'm wondering how that's going to be done because I have not played Fallout, but doesn't Fallout have a pretty unique aesthetic to the game system? I'm wondering.
Yeah, it's like a 50s retro.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
It's like what if we had nuclear-powered cars?
No, yeah, great, love it.
Was the side note.
And I know that we all think Space Marines are the only people in the world that have chain swords, well, and guard and whatnot. But Gears of War, they have chain like bayonets.
Chain blade, yeah.
So Gears of War has got I think that's a TV series, and then Tomb Raider is doing an anime series as well. So I know Seth, you're into anime. Come on, Tomb Raider's a pretty famous. No, you don't like that property? Not a fan. No. Okay, no Tomb Raider for Seth.
Well, is it an American company or a Japanese company making it? Because if it's an American company, it's technically not anime.
Oh, okay. Well, geez, look at this pro. Look at the judge laying down the law right here.
Just telling you how it is.
Technically speaking. All right. No, you're right. Okay, fine. So it's been described as an anime. So I don't know if it actually is.
Probably an animated show is what. Not an anime.
There we go, Seth.
It could be a style, I guess, but
it could be a style. All right. I want to talk a few things about FLG news specifically. Did you guys know that we make a Frontline gaming bag? It's amazing. It's very affordable and includes all the foam with the bag. It's sexy. You can get it on the website. I think they're working on the big promo videos, but even though the promo video is not live yet, you can still buy it online. And you might want to get it before it sells out, before it goes on the promo video. Just like our tables. Once we started like really pushing those, they disappeared pretty quickly. Yep. Speaking on the tables, we do have a new batch in coming in. So if you're waiting on a table,
them all as we
hand carving tables. That's what I do at night. Just cut up, make tables.
Plastic and metal.
You have to expend that energy somehow.
Speaking of things that have sold out, the BAO, which none other than Adam Solis right here and Keith French will be judging, is totally sold out. It just blows my mind. I guess over the past week, it just went on fire. So 40K sold out. Age of Sigmar sold out as of this morning. MCP, I think, had one ticket left last night. It's probably sold out. Legion is sold out. It's going to be a fun time. Now that event is a smaller event than say LVO or obviously LVO, but like than ACO or LSO, just because San Francisco is expensive. We can't have a huge ballroom there, but we're looking at a nice, massive 40K event. And I think we got like 48 for Age of Sigmar, which is a very, that's a legit size for Age of Sigmar. So that is sold out. On that Age of Sigmar, your roster is live now. 40K players, look in your email tomorrow. You should be getting an automated email from Frontline Gaming that will have your BCP token so you can add yourself into the roster so that neither myself nor Adam are having to manually add all the players in to this very, very large 40K tournament. So check your email. If you don't get a token, an email within the next 48 hours, so if it comes to Saturday and you have not gotten a token, please reach out to us so we can make sure we add you to the roster. And let's talk about LVO really fast. Seth, you and I have talked about this. we kind of teased it, but we should really explain to people that LVO 2024 is really going to be leaning into clubs and team involvement.
Kicker, I have an artist rendition of what the registration line may look like. Are you ready?
Okay. Let's see it.
No, I didn't add it. Hold on. Give me a minute.
That's okay. It's okay. Basically, guys, to help speed up the line and also to help clubs, go and hang out faster and stuff, and
artist
rendition
everything of what the line may look like.
There we go. Look at that. There's no one there. That's beautiful. Empty line. Am I seeing that right? It's an empty line.
No, it's not empty. That's literally thousands of people.
Oh,
that's the Imperial Palace.
It's empty. Oh. Well, we're trying to not have a line like that, and I promise we've got a few things in the works. One of these things, though, is for clubs or teams, you'll be able to buy a special, I guess, upgrade to your ticket that your team captain, your club leader can buy, and that allows them to skip the entire line on Thursday during pre-registration and pick up your entire club or team's con badges, so that everyone can go right on into the GW preview, to the early shopping at the exhibitor hall, to the various seminars that are happening Thursday night, the whole pregame party. There's also other perks attached to that. We'll give them all the details on that, but there'll be things like free drinks. You're going to get this really sweet team banner that'll be going in the Hall of Champions. Yes, we are going to have an official Hall of Champions where all the different clubs will have banners in there. And you get access to all the custom Frontline Gaming Club /team merch. So yes, I see chat's getting kind of excited about this. So yeah, if you've got a club, get your guys together, choose a leader. That leader can get an upgrade to their ticket and allow them to pick up all your stuff so that you don't have to wait in line. And Seth, I think you need to ask Adam something very important for our signal short.
But I got to take down the picture.
No.
Oh, he's got to take down the picture. Okay,
right,
picture's
Adam,
gone.
Do you know that we do signal shorts here?
Do you know how the rules of the game work?
Yes. And they have 30 seconds to answer. I have a question for you, Adam. Are you ready?
No.
The question,
Good.
Adam, is what are your top 3 tips for new judges? Ready?
No.
Go.
If you can try to have everything set up before the event starts, because you'd be surprised how often that does not happen and you're scrambling around trying to get things done. Be sure your phone and your iPad or whatever you use to use BCP is fully charged and that you have a battery or a spare battery on hand. And lastly is just to try to relax, because it can be very stressful and very nerve-wracking, especially when you're running around answering questions and trying to get rounds done.
Look at that. You survived your first signal short. Yeah. Great job, Adam.
Thank you. Yeah, well done, dude. Adam, no, seriously, I think the first tip is really important. Come prepared. A lot of people just don't plan in advance, and that really hinders the ability to run a smooth event. Okay,
well,
Adam,
you never know what you need till you actually need it. So
yeah, right. I guess you got to learn from the first one. But hey, Adam, so we're going to be jumping into our little interviews, segment here. We want to ask you a few questions. We want people to all be able to learn more about how judging is done at Frontline Gaming, as well as what we're doing heading into the new season / new edition. But Adam, you're not just, like I said in the beginning, you're not just a Frontline Gaming 40K judge. You're kind of helping coordinate all of our judges for all of our game systems, which is really, really exciting. You are definitely a needed member now, officially part of the team, because I was getting stretched way too thin, and you are way more knowledgeable when it comes to judging people in terms of during a competitive tabletop tournament. But Adam,
no comment.
No comment. Adam, normally we ask you about your favorite cereal. We've had you on the show before. We know you don't really eat that much sugary breakfast cereal. It's not your thing, and that's okay. So to avoid that awkwardness, we're going to let Seth ask a very important question that we need to know.
I felt left out in the whole, sugary breakfast cereal discussion. So I would like to know, Adam, what is your favorite baked potato topping?
Bacon.
Bacon.
It's between bacon and butter, but if I had to choose, it'd be bacon.
All right, that's a doable answer.
That's a nice tool. That's legitimately a wonderful question.
And it's not being used as the answer for cereal, which is more important.
I mean, I don't mind bacon in my cereal.
All right, we're not going to go down this, but there was a maple bacon flavored cereal for a little while. Yeah, it was actually.
I had maple bacon, and it's just the smell is. I mean, I don't mind syrup, but
wait,
it was too
oh
much.
My gosh. Okay, maple bacon is wonderful. You're wrong if you
I didn't mind it, but it's just the smell in the house after cooking it was just way too much.
That's fair. That's fair. I'll give you that. All right. So one of the things we got to ask you about, man, is what is the game plan here in terms of how do we? I guess it's not really a question; it's much more of a statement and maybe your thoughts. One of the things we're trying to do is get all these other game systems, whether it's X-Wing to Bolt Action, to have kind of the same sort of standards for frontline gaming events in terms of how you run the event. I mean, like, what are some of the goals that you want all the judges to be able to do? So, not that you're perfect, Adam, you're not, but you run a really good event, and there's a reason why you're a head judge.
My wife would tell me, yes.
What are the kind of things that we're trying to get all game systems, whether you're playing Age of Sigmar or even Shatterpoint in the future? What are the kind of things we want all judges to be able to do at a frontline gaming event?
One of the things I kind of want to work on is just to bring out just that there are other game systems. I mean, we know about them because we're selling tickets for them.
Yeah.
But a lot of people that don't go don't see what it's all about. They'll see what the articles about, hey, this game's coming out, here's what it is, but they don't see what it looks like in actual gameplay.
Yeah.
Especially if they don't go to those companies' websites or people that play those games. So if they stick to maybe to the Frontline website, things of that nature, they may seem a glimpse, but not a whole like tournament scene.
Yeah. So
one of the things I want to try to do is to get more a spotlight more on the other game systems. So whether it's like you said, X-Wing, MCP, Shatterpoint, Bolt Action, and I have the rule sets for basically all those games because I kind of do that. So I've read the rules for most of the games. I've played some of the games also. So I'm knowledgeable in most of the games, just not like tournament knowledgeable.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I hope to do is just to be able to show the readers or the viewers what's going on in the other game systems and how they look when they're played and the type of terrain they use. Because you're going to be doing
your weekly, your post-event post about.
Yeah, so yeah. I started doing that for 40K, and I just kind of want to bring that for all the other game systems. Yeah. So after BAO, for instance, will be the first time we're doing this. You'll see a bunch of posts from me with pictures from all the different tournaments that are being done there.
Get photos of Song. I want to see more photos of that. I know we'd run these tournaments, but I've never actually seen like much.
Well, that's part of the reason of doing that.
Yeah, right. Oh, actually, this is going to go really well with what you're saying. I'm encouraging more of the judges, if they have the space, right, to run open play demos of their game system. So we got Catalyst, which makes BattleTech. They're coming to ACO in full force. And Catalyst Corporate is coming, I guess. The Catalyst HQ is coming, as well as some of their designated judges are coming to run at a tournament there. So the tickets just went live today, actually.
Okay. I could have brought my BattleTech stuff if you needed to.
Yeah, no, bring your BattleTech, right? But the idea is, they're going to have their battle
for ACO yet, have you? Could have brought. You're still at home. It's like over a month away.
Adam is the ACO judge on site there, running that event. I see him just going over to the BattleTech section and just forgetting about the 40K players.
They're fine.
They'll be fine. Judge randomly and make you.
But what is kind of cool though is we're going to have BattleTech there, a tournament going, but there's also going to be, I guess, because the company's coming in force, the ability to help teach people how to play BattleTech as well. Yeah. Some open tables, which is pretty cool. But I think one of the things we're trying to do, Adam, is also make sure that all game systems have those faction specials pins that we started using this year for 40. That all game systems get access to these faction specials pin. Have you told any of the judges about this yet? That's like, I guess, the next big step.
Not yet. And for those that don't know or maybe haven't seen it yet or didn't see any of the posts, it's basically almost like a best of for each event, as opposed, and these are just little pins you get. I mean, people are really excited when they get them though.
Yes.
When I referee soccer, I get a little coin and I get excited.
Yeah.
But they're little faction pins from us, and it just recognizes someone doing well with that faction or that codex, really.
Yeah.
And I believe most of the books get them. I think there's a couple that don't, but I have to look at the list again.
Yeah, and I mean, like, there's a faction in every game system, basically. Whether you're playing a Song of Ice and Fire or you're playing Star Wars Legion, there's faction specialists for those respective game systems. Another thing that I know we're trying to do is try to have some of those like team pre-game chats. Star Wars Legion has a really cool concept where before the tournament begins, there's always this really cool, meeting of all the players. I know with 40K it gets a little logistically challenging when you have 200 plus people there all wanting to go roll dice, but that's something we're going to try to incorporate as well. Adam, I got to ask you a a tough question because we have you here. I know chat's probably going to want to know this. Yeah. Seth, do you want to ask him? Because I just feel guilty about asking about this one.
Pass it on to your subordinates.
Yeah,
Great
exactly.
leadership, Kicker.
No, this is your chance to shine. Seth.
Great leader knows how to delegate.
I can shine all right here. Let me.
Oh, geez. All right. There we go.
No. So the question is, Adam, how do you think we as system judges should be handling bad actors? We were talking about, for example, pre-show, people that consistently submit late lists for 40K. Like, what should we be doing as judges to maybe try to rein in some of these bad actors?
Because we have the ability now with you, Adam, to try and create this overall, organization.
It can be difficult at first, only because there's two levels you can do it. There's the local level of me and my store, let's say, and then there's the larger, whether it's ITC or whatever organized play a company has, where they might have rules about it. Unfortunately, we do not have rules about, like, let's say, list submission, or there's people consistently turning in their list submissions late for whatever reason. So we would have to go on a more almost like regional level. I know there are players that, whether it's my event or Frontline events or other events, where certain players do turn in their lists at late for whatever reason. For me personally, and
it could be a you personally thing, right? Like,
unofficially,
yeah.
I would keep track and see who has the track records, and maybe talk to them about, hey, this has been happening, and I can either warn them that if it happens, basically I can tell them if it happens again, instead of the normal penalty, it's going to be a much harsher penalty.
Yeah.
And see if they turn it in late, you apply that penalty, because a lot of times what ends up happening is judges will say they're going to do something, much like parents, but then they don't end up doing it.
Yeah.
So then that just tells the player that, I just do it because they're not going to do anything.
Yeah. Chat, tell us what you think. I mean, what should the penalty be for consistent bad apples? Let's focus on people specifically submitting less late. If they're doing that at every event, what should we be doing? Should we be doing anything? Should we just let it slide? It does get challenging because I know Seth, Adam, and I have all been talking about how we're going to do this in 9th edition, where when do we choose the missions? Do we choose the missions maybe once lists are due, and then we kind of say, hey, these are the missions that are, like, people get a significant competitive advantage suddenly in 10th edition if they don't submit their list on time and they get to see what the missions are theoretically, So tell us what you think, Chad. We're curious. Adam, what kind of penalty do you think would be appropriate for somebody that's a repeat offender?
Repeat offender would be, it can either be a larger point deduction. I mean, already it's about 10 to 20 points, depending on the event and the judge. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's just nothing, just the yellow card.
10 to 20 points per game or total?
No, the first game.
Okay, just the first game. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So you can either increase that, you can do an auto loss if you want, but that person may just not show up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's already past the refund deadline, so I guess it doesn't matter, but.
Well, so I always look at it from the opposite end. So what we were talking about this. What if, there's a guy that, attends 1 or 2 major events a year, and he's been working for 6 months on his Spartan list. He really went all out, decking that thing out. And just because he's not used to going to events, he doesn't remember about list deadlines and forgets. Like, I don't want to ruin that guy's weekend.
Right.
I think that's why the repeat offender thing has got to be maybe the integral. Yeah. But then it means we're keeping track, right? That's what gets complicated, is we're keeping track of these things.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, to be honest, from my experience after running all these events, it's not a lot of people that don't turn their lists in.
Okay.
I think it's manageable. Maybe not for LVO, but I mean, even with LVO, we don't have, percentage wise, it's not a large percentage that don't turn in their list. 9 times out of 10, if a list is not turned in, they don't show up.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
So and so far, it's like I said, I'm about 90% on calling that whenever I see on a tournament I'm running where like, oh, these guys don't have a list, they're probably not showing up, especially if I know who they are. Yeah. And they're the type that signs up and never shows up.
Adam, I didn't realize it was that low of a percentage. I thought there was quite a few people more.
No, but like the late joiners,
that's part of it.
I sign up the day of.
Yeah.
So I couldn't have submitted my list on time because I didn't sign up until after the deadline.
But that could also be part of their strategy, let's say. But that's, again, the same thing. If it's consistent in where they're always doing it the day before or a couple days before or after the list deadline more than once, then it's a pattern as opposed to just a one-off.
Yeah.
So let's say like Seth, you said the guy who's never, but let's say he just forgot about submitting the list because he's never done it before. So, okay, fine. I probably wouldn't penalize, gets the yellow, but there probably wouldn't be any problems with him. But if it keeps on happening at the next 2 or 3 events, then it becomes an issue, and he probably needs to be talked to.
And we should be honest, guys. We're pretty accommodating at Frontline Gaming. I mean, if you are not tech savvy, you don't have the BCP app, whatever, like there's always an email, whether it's myself or now Adam's, head judge at frontlinegaming.org. You can just email them your list. Like anyone can just email a list and you're good to go. Sorry if that's my dog you can hear in the background, by the way. He's just got to go take a piss, and apparently he's just going to pee in the corner here, and that's okay because that's all right. That's fine. That's life. Adam, we should talk about how do you
show Kicker.
My commitment to the show as my dog is peeing right there in front of me. All right. I love you too, Rooster. All right, guys. Adam, changing gears a little bit. How does somebody get to become a Frontline Gaming judge? Let's focus on the 40K judges. How did somebody, maybe not yourself because you were there from the beginning, but like how did some of our newer judges get to become guys that start joining at LVO or joining you at some of our other?
Mainly nepotism. I'm gonna. I didn't tell you yet, Kicker, but my daughter's coming to judge BAO.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm okay with that.
She's a nepo baby.
Okay. And there, people, is the answer. Nepotism. That's how you get to become a Frontline Gaming judge. Next question.
A lot of it with, just like life, a lot of it's with connections, people who you know, and people who you trust, especially. Like for instance, if you see me, you usually see Keith, because I trust Keith a lot, and Keith actually offered. Because you have to have people that are willing to do it. You can't just drag somebody, that happens to not be doing something until, hey, you're going to start judging. Keith asked me about helping judge at our local events, and then and he had played War Machine at judged War Machine events before, so taking that into account, I knew that Keith knows what he's doing. So having someone that's especially willing to do it. And with the knowledge to do it helps a lot. If it's someone that's never judged before, those that don't know, I also referee soccer. I just got back into it recently, and I used to actually be a referee administrator for AOISO, which is basically what I'm going to basically be doing now for Frontline, which is managing the referees at that time. And it was a lot. So we get a lot of new referees, and the same thing with judges. If you get someone willing to do it and they're willing to put in the work, you can just bring them to whatever events, usually RTTs, because those are smaller, and you just kind of mentor them and kind of just help them along, and you still do the rulings, and then you maybe explain to them why you did this or why you did that. The people at my local store are judging now, so I don't have to judge the RTTs anymore because they've watched me do it, and they've slowly started to do it more and more. So now I can just leave them alone, and they can just do it on their own.
Oh, your babies all grew up. Yeah, that's good.
So that basically is how I get new people to do it. Now, the other way we would get someone, like if you notice, we have a number of new judges at LVO every year, and one way of doing that is as I literally travel the country judging events. Because I did go to help run Adepticon this year. So meeting with other judges and other TOs and observing them and how they do things, and so that we might suggest, hey, they might want to do, or they might be good enough. No, I shouldn't say good enough. They might be able to do LVO with the rest of us because we like the way they handle themselves in situations,
And there's definitely a stepping stones, right? I mean, I can speak like, once somebody judges a regional frontline gaming event, say the Cherokee Open, we had Steven there, he's the regional guy. He did a great job working with you at Cherokee now 2 years in a row. Now he's, he's invited to come be an LVO judge. And so we'll have him in 2024, especially as LVO is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. We're going to need more and more capable and highly skilled judges. So once they got one frontline gaming event under their belt, we kind of have that relationship.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Important stuff. We got 10th edition on the horizon. We know that there's going to be tournaments that are going to be coming in right after the 10th edition drop, but also just even if it's a new codex that drops, how do you, let's go with Adam first, and then we'll go to Seth. How do you prepare for an event when a new codex drops? I mean, you're a judge. You're supposed to know everything. Do you just spend all night cramming and learning, or do you get some practice games in? How do you go into an event with a new edition? To judge, of course.
I go to the table during the tournament and ask them what are they doing.
You just make it up as you go.
I obviously get the rules, read the rules, try to get at least 1 or 2 games in before the event, hopefully.
Yeah.
Just to get a feel of it. I tend to be in a lot of different groups, whether it's Discord, Facebook, Telegram, whatever groups there are. I'm in a lot of them, and so that gives me a larger pool of experience with a new codex or new edition, because I can only play so many games in a day or two. And with the larger group, that's literally hundreds, if not thousands, of games that are being played, and I can hear about what looks wonky, what might be wonky, things to look out for, and things like that.
Cool, man. Well, hey, Adam, stick around. We're going to be jumping into a few other things. Seth, you need to tell us what's happening on the Frontline entertainment news. What's going on there, man?
Yeah. We've got a few things. There's this show called TFG Radio. Have you heard of it, Kicker?
Oh yeah, I'm familiar.
Greatest show ever.
Great. Well, they recently have made the move from Twitch to YouTube, so check them out over on YouTube now. That's where they'll be streaming.
For those of you that don't know, Adam Solis is the head host of that. Sorry. Not everyone knows.
Champions of Tabletop, Steve Joel's podcast. They have an interview with Boris from the Bad Moon Cafe, which is a 3,000 square foot cafe and gaming space in the UK. Which is
3,000?
Yeah, it's awesome, Kicker.
Damn.
If you're ever over there, you got to go. And you talked about Shatterpoint, Kicker. Our friends over at the Professional Casual Network, they have a Shatterpoint unboxing video and a Learn to Play video up. So if you're interested in Shatterpoint, go check them out. And just before we got on tonight, I had a phone call with another channel that's going to be joining the network. I'm very excited. I'm going to hold off on giving you any more details for now.
Wait, you got to tell me. I didn't know this.
Just hold on to that a little bit longer. Right. But Kicker, let's get into our community spotlight. What's been going on with your polls?
All right. So the poll this week was what 10th edition preview looks the most competitive so far. So we're talking about the faction focuses that we've had so far. Which one is the one to watch going into 10th? So we've got Space Marines, Tyranids, Chaos Space Marines, Necrons, Astra Militarum, Chaos Demons, and Sisters. Now, let's just go with it, guys. We really had a clear winner right now. It's 39% of the people say Space Marines.
And 61% of people are wrong.
So Seth, I mean, why are Space Marines strong? Why are people saying Space Marines?
So GW has said earlier in their articles that rerolls are going to be less common in 10th edition, but Space Marines core mechanic is Oath of Moment, which gives full rerolls to hit and to wound against a single target each turn.
Wow. And we all know how dangerous rerolls to hit are, but rerolls to wound are just ludicrously powerful. So that is their core mechanic. That makes them super powerful. Now, of course, it can be balanced with points, right? We might see less Space Marines on the table or something, but Space Marines are the clear winner. Everything else is kind of middling except for Chaos Demons and Sisters. They're kind of tied for second place at 19 and 18% respectively.
And those
Chaos
those
Demons
are going to be more complex books that we haven't seen everything out of yet.
Yeah. I mean, the Chaos Demons have got some fun stuff. Sisters have got some fun stuff. Adam, is this what you kind of predict?
I did vote for Space Marines. Being able to kill 2 units in a turn is pretty good.
Yeah.
In regards to the rerolls, I mean, they said less rerolls, and technically 999 rerolls is less than 1,000. So they're not lying.
That's not a lie. Necrons, sadly, are the the least loved apparently, with 3% people thinking they have.
GW has always had issues with the reanimation mechanic.
Now the demons, we do have some comments here. Brett Perk thinks that the 6-inch deep strike for demons is going to really bump them up in power compared to everyone else. So I thought that's probably a pretty good reason to vote for them. I don't think it's as good as full rerolls, Brett, but
Ben Bruce on the Frontline Gaming Community group did say that Marines are the way to go still, and the data seems to think that everyone else is supporting him as well. Marines are the way.
Jared's thinking that the Miracle Dice, because there's going to be so many of them, just makes Sisters so reliable that's going to push them through. Remains to be seen. They're still squishy profiles, so I don't know about that, Jared. We'll find out.
Yeah, if you always hit on 6s, why bother with reroll?
You don't need a reroll.
Less rerolls already.
There we go, solving the problem. And Padraig Fallon, I hope I didn't say your name wrong. You posted on our group there. He thinks that we still need way more information before we can even begin trying to figure out which is going to be the most powerful faction, which is true. We're still looking.
Yeah, he must be new to the internet.
Yeah, this is all about like hot takes here.
Yeah, purely hot takes.
Overreactions.
Oh yes, this is 100% overreactions.
Right.
Based on your entire
let's
opinion.
Get into some more community spotlight. I've pulled, as I do, folks. I post up on the Frontline Gaming community page on Facebook, and we've got some progress. Tim Gray showed off his hobby setup, his new hobby station. Kicker. Wow. I would like to point out, one, the man has all the lights. 2,
all the lights.
He has great MDF racks for all those paints. 3, he has I don't know if you've seen these before, but that bottle on the left hand side of the image, it's a bottle with a little like area for you to clean your brush, but then when you hit the blue button, it drains your paint water and fills it up with fresh, so you don't like color contaminate your.
This is Pimp My Paint Station. That's what this is.
And in the background,
right?
A color wheel.
A color wheel.
Wow.
That man is in it.
You know how many more models you could have bought instead of getting that paintbrush thing?
I have to agree with Adam here that I spend my money on miniatures, not on my hobby station. But wow.
I keep all my paints in a hairstylist trolley.
Oh,
well, that too, yes.
Seth, what we got here, man?
We had one keeper of secrets or chariot, whatever you want to call it. I don't know the name of the Slanesh units, folks. It's chariot, boogie pointy chariot thing.
Yeah,
we had one last week. Chuck Arnett did another one this week. Just finishing up in time for an event this weekend, he said. So great work, Chuck. We've got these beautiful red Tau from Carlos Gomez. I assume it's got to be Farsight Enclave, right? That's the color scheme for Farsight, right, guys?
I didn't realize they come in any other color.
Perfect. There we go.
Farsight is the popular one.
And then I actually, so David Chips posted a video of this. I had to take a screenshot of it because look at that non-metal metallic Dante he's got going there.
Jeez.
And you'll probably note in the background some pro acrylic paints.
For Monument Hobbies. Seth, have you ever tried non-metallic?
No, it's so intimidating. And go watch the video on the post, because it's like he spins that thing around and I'm just like, I got nothing there, bud. Oh,
Adam,
man,
have you done that before?
Got us a super chat.
No.
Oh, super chat. Yep. Wow.
John McCardle super chatted $100 asking, evening gentlemen, been a minute since I caught the show live. Jumping to conclusions here. Power levels so far: Marines, Sisters, Demons, Guard, Bugs, CSM, and Necrons. Yeah. I think that's a pretty solid tier rank in there, John. You missed one important one: Orcs before Marines. I don't even need to see the preview. Orcs is number one.
No, he didn't. Orcs are in the proper place, not on the list.
Not on the list.
Adam, CSM, he's got second to last.
Yeah.
He is obviously not a CSM player, and if he is, he's not a very good one.
Oh, wow. Hey. Shots fired.
John, thank you so much, man. We really, really, really appreciate that. Come say hi to us at one of the events if we see you, man.
Yeah.
Seth, do we got any other beautiful hobby progress from anyone else?
No, that's all we got for this week. Final thoughts for the night, though.
I'm going to go back to work. I'm working on LVO tickets right now. I'm going to be up for the next 2 hours as I start typing away on the computer, setting these tickets up. Because LVO,
when people should be looking for those to go up.
So they will be going up in June. I'm waiting for the fancy. We have our graphic artist creating a nice fancy
I know that's a question we get just about every week. So it's still.
I know.
Everyone just hold your horses. It's still
I'm hoping
we're currently in May. June follows May.
But I guess I should tell people this because this is fair. If you are a high roller or you have some sort of a VIP access from 2023's LVO, then you will be able to get your ticket.
You get early access this year.
Yes. So if you are a high roller from 2023, you should be able to get your tickets to LVO 2024 in the next 2 weeks or so before June, at the end of May, and then in June you will have them go live for everyone else.
So be looking for it before everyone else at the end of the month.
Yeah, thanks.
And John responded that he loves Chaos Space Marines, Adam.
He's just realistic.
He hates Chaos Space Marines.
We will always suffer for 3.5.
And they definitely have shifted the Chaos Space Marines away from being the big bad, it seems, with like literally the core set being Leviathan and about High Fleet Leviathan showing back up. So, they're taking a bit of a back seat.
That's all right. We got Arcs of Omen. It's fine.
Yeah. All right.
Adam, where can people find you?
Almost any FLG event. If I'm not there, I'll be there in spirit. So as mentioned, I do a podcast called TFG Radio, which is myself, John, who's the head LVO judge, and Danny, who normally does the shadow round, and then we also have Tom, who's just a hanger-on. And we talk about 40K and everything else. This last episode, we did talk about the economics of curling stones.
You keep moving your damn head.
Adam is still trying to get crowned by Seth.
We talked about curling stones and the cost of.
That was quite odd.
Like you're talking about like the Olympic sport?
Yeah. Apparently the price for curling stones has gone up, and they only get them at one place for the Olympics.
Why do we care? But okay, that's good. Yes.
I don't know. And then as mentioned in the description, Denethor John shows up. So he puts a damper on all our excitement.
He was like, I won't speculate about anything.
Hey, should we have like random like cornhole or like beer pong or stuff like that at events? Just random side? I mean, that's getting too much tailgating style. Maybe we don't need that.
Maybe. I don't know. People like to tailgate.
Literally texted me saying, take us out after this. And he's like, wait, random thought.
Sorry, I can't help. I can't just. Yeah, I literally texted. Okay, shutting up now. Seth.
So Adam, TFG Radio, usually every other Thursday. Next show's not this Thursday, but next Thursday.
And you can be found on YouTube now, right? At TFG.
On YouTube, and then wherever you get your podcast.
Gotcha. All right.
Thanks.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Signals from the Frontline. We really hope you enjoyed it. Have a great week, folks, and we will see you next Wednesday.
Good night, guys.